Have you ever seen Patrick Bet-David's show?
Oh, it's my favorite. Also, if he's watching, because I know you've been on it, and Jenk has been on it as well. Patrick, he won't have me on. I don't know why.
He won't?
I mean, I don't know. He's never like refused, but I have.
Luckily, Hasan, I don't know why he's upset about this. We found out the other day on stream that it only costs $48,000 to book Patrick Bet-David via the Manect app, which is advertised at the bottom of Her Take featuring Anna Kasparian. But yeah, I think Hasan has 48 grand.
Yeah, well, that's like a rounding error for Hasan's accountant. Bro, get him in there. Get in the cage with him, Hasan. But I do think it's also interesting, PBD running scared from Hasan Piker. And Hasan, let me tell you this. If you need a little rundown, say, wow, you know what? Maybe PBD, he's afraid to talk to me. Happy to come to Los Angeles, and put on my best impression for you. If you're looking for Temu PBD, that
is kind of crazy though. I mean, you'd think that like PBD's whole show, as we talked about with Sam Seder, is kind of about getting these big guests that are going to generate a ton of views and clips and stuff like that. Like, so it's one of the ways that PBD built his empire. He had the money to pay these big names to come on the show, and that's how you get in the algorithm, right? A pretty big fucking name, Hasan Piker. I mean, even if PBD got totally humiliated, that would be a smash hit. That would be a blockbuster clip. It would do 1 million views probably at least.
Oh yeah, for sure. It would be amazing. There might be a clue coming up as to why he hasn't been invited on though.
I have replied to one of his tweets asking who should be my next guest, and I was like,
I've been on twice. I don't know why he doesn't have you on.
I don't know. I love you, Patrick.
Here's the
I'm a
thing.
big fan.
He said, I think after the first time I was on, he said he got more emails angry at him for having me on than any other guest. And I feel like if you went on, it would be it would even drum up more.
More clicks.
Listen, I know
it would. I think more outrage from his audience that's full of fucking deranged Zionists that hate Hasan.
Yeah, well, the real Sam's too humble or modest or whatever, but the real reason PBD's audience was mad wasn't just because PBD had Sam Seder on. It's because he had Sam Seder on and got owned by Sam Seder, not just once but twice. And obviously PBD's audience doesn't like that. They're like, why did you platform this guy if you're just going to let him, bulldoze over you and shit? In reality, PBD just got destroyed in the debate, and his viewers can't stand that. But I think they know that would happen too with Hasan. Hasan is actually a better debater than people give him credit for. Although I still think he, did not perform very well in that terrible fucking Ethan Klein debacle.
The 5-hour slog.
Oh, yeah. In every other debate besides that one, I thought he, came prepared and did really well.
That Vinnie and Adam, at least they're going to watch this. I mean, Adam will.
Vinnie hates me.
Vinnie, I don't think we'll be able to. But let's play this clip. I mean, because Vinnie, I think is really I think he really doesn't like me.
He doesn't like me.
He's a true believer.
Either. I did the Piers Morgan thing with him where he got really red because he was so angry. He was like, "You're a rich, spoiled kid, fake socialist." I was like, Vinny, I love you. I don't want you to die. You're getting really red.
A quick trigger.
I sat next to him, and he also, what he also has a problem with is volume, controlled volume.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I had to turn his thing way down. He was sitting next to me. He was screaming.
Yeah.
He was getting very, very animated.
But here, I've seen this video as well. He's gonna do a number on this one.
Here is Vinnie and Adam having a debate over the Epstein client list.
We are built on pedophilia and blackmailing the most powerful
What do you mean we are built? Define that. Do you mean our entire country?
No,
our entire government?
Our
entire FBI, CIA?
I'm saying this.
Or this is one little operation that they don't want to expose.
Whoever he was working for, Epstein, Mossad, CIA, everything. Apparently, the most powerful people on the world were flying to an island and having sex with underage kids because she said it. There's tens of thousands of hours of them doing it. If we're built on that and the most powerful people that are running the show are in charge, the guys telling Cash to tell.
Pier Paolo Pasolini was onto something. I was just watching Sallow last night, and that's exactly what that movie's about. Vinny's on point. Pier Paolo Pasolini was on point. He's not wrong.
This is the hardest I've ever heard Vinny spit. If our government is predicated on powerful people doing horrible, horrible things, maybe we should change our government.
Oh, the thing that you just read? Shut up. Shut up about it. Hold on. You know who I am. He knows who I am. I want accountability for everybody. If it's Trump, if it's Bill Gates, if it's Bill Clinton, I don't.
Yeah.
If it's the president of anything. expose them because, Adam, the truth has to come out.
Okay, so I only have one question for you,
Yes.
my dear friend. I agree with you, but at what price? But hold on, hear me out.
And also-
At what price?
What I like about Vinny too is he actually channels the frustration of the, stupid MAGA people, but they are real. The people that actually genuinely thought that Trump was gonna, uncover the Epstein files. I think a lot of them did, bro. A lot of them genuinely did, and that's where I have so much frustration and anger of people like Joe Rogan and all these people that love to dabble in conspiracy theories, but then they didn't actually point out to their dumb fuck audience that not only was Trump in the Epstein files himself, but was literally best friends with Jeffrey Epstein. But yeah, a lot of people that are just kind of low information voters, or people that just kind of peripherally follow the Epstein stuff, they really thought, yeah, I'm voting for Trump because he's gonna unseal the Epstein thing. He's gonna blow the lid right off of this thing. I saw Sound of Freedom last year, and I'm ready to see these pedophile elites exposed. President Trump's gonna do that. That's what people fucking thought.
Oh, 100%. And you're so right. It's all of the lowest IQ bro podcasters. These guys are out here now. They're backpedaling like crazy because their entire brand was, oh, we want to expose pedophiles. We hate all this.
Texas.
So these guys are like, oh, so
our intelligence. Obviously the intelligence community is trying to cover it up. Obviously the Trump administration is trying to cover up. Something changed because they ran on this idea of exposing it all. All these guys had great ideas. Cockeyed Cash, Dan Bongino.
He had clips, dog. He had bars.
He was ready to tear it all down. He was ready to tear down the entire FBI office.
Shut down the Hoover building.
Yeah, I remember Cash Patel said on day one, we're going to shut down the FBI office and turn it into the museum of government, corruption or whatever.
Yep.
How's that going?
And then they're like, so we're the idiots, right? And I'm like, yes, because you thought this asshole was going to release the Epstein client list. He was Epstein's client, Jeffrey Epstein. We knew this before the election, dumbasses. Michael Wolff, the guy that wrote Fire and Fury, he did a Fire and Fury podcast. Audio from that podcast was obtained by the Daily Beast, which had Jeffrey Epstein referring to Donald Trump as his best friend. If that had been Bill Clinton, you guys would have never shut the fuck up about it for the end of time. And guess what? Bill Clinton was his client too. Everybody was his client, dog.
Yo, 100%.
Andy Price, Adam.
So you're saying to expose whatever happened on Epstein Island, you're willing to do whatever this looks like.
Yes.
Tear down the government, expose all the secrets, put America
Pause it for a
basically
second.
in harm's way.
Now it seems like I don't want to
America
be.
in harm's way. How would exposing the Epstein list put America in harm's way? What the fuck? That's just such a fucking excuse. This Adam guy is so lame. He just wants to read off. He should be fucking Trump's press secretary. That's basically what he's doing. What, you're not a little bit frustrated about this, bro? You're not also pissed off that Trump is totally, capitulated and joining the cover up? You're not at all pissed about that? You're just going to sit here and gaslight your other fucking fellow MAGA idiot, bro, and be like, well, it's for the sake of fucking America's secrets. That sounds like the people that shit on Edward Snowden. When he revealed the information about the NSA, they're like, well, don't you care about American secrets? This is going to put our troops at risk.
This guy's still hoping that he can get a spot on the island, I think.
Siding with Vinnie here.
Yeah, no, I do. That's why I love him.
But it seems like Adam is suggesting that if this list comes out, our government's going to fall.
Yeah.
And that would imply that Donald Trump is on that list.
Yeah.
Like in a big
Christine
way.
Pelosi, remember that when she said, some of our faves are going to be implicated.
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi's daughter tweeted that out.
Yeah.
When initially, when this stuff was coming out like many, many years ago, and she's like, listen, some of our faves are going to be implicated in this. And that's okay.
And Hillary Clinton.
Literally, I don't understand whose fave is that. Like, who is genuinely favorite? I know people who are completely out of touch and over the age of 60, but the legitimate population of America.
There's a lot of people that still love Bill Clinton because of the 90s, and they're like, oh, the fucking 90s, that was the last time this country was on track and shit.
That's true, actually. Do you know, on Reddit the other day, I saw this stupid ass video of Bill Clinton playing the saxophone. I will not stand for the rehabilitation of Slick Willie.
Yeah, and I think really people are just nostalgic for like the pre-Bush world, America, because it is true. I mean, as fucked up as Clinton was, I imagine when he was president, it did feel a lot more stable and better than it did when like Bush was president, or everything that's followed since. Essentially, I mean, even how we can look back on the Obama years with some level of nostalgia and be like, wow, at least America wasn't a total laughing stock. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, for sure. But I mean, that's totally true. I just don't think you could win with an Obama-style politics, which is why I'm nervous about the, warm embrace of Clintonism.
Well, I mean, you need a candidate that's as
That's
charismatic as Obama. That's for sure. You couldn't pull it off with a fucking, imitator. A Hakeem Jeffries.
Buttigieg?
Yeah, Pete Buttigieg. Although Pete's gotten a lot better. He's gotten a lot better.
I still think he would lose if he ran on. I mean, I think he would lose, but
Against Trump.
well, yeah, that's true. It would depend on who the fucking Republican nominee is.
Imagine Pete Buttigieg versus JD Vance. What a nightmare.
Oh gosh,
I'd have to become a Green Party voter again.
Skeet Buttigieg.
Basically what Vinnie is saying. And I love that. Vinnie is right.
Vinny is right in this instance. Now, I know there's a lot of people going like, well, maybe Adam's Mossad himself. Maybe Adam is trying to run interference.
He would. I mean, if Adam is Mossad, then they've also
they're
incurred.
brilliant. They've
Also incurred in shitification similar to the CIA.
Exactly. Good. Keep playing this.
Expose all the secrets. Put America basically in harm's way just to find out what's up.
What do you mean, Adam?
Because these are the most powerful people in the world.
Yeah.
They're apparently on this island.
Adam, so let the truth be told or the heavens fall. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah, Adam. And that's what Vince
goat.
Oshana is. I am 100% accountability, and I don't give it. If that's what we were built
but at
on.
what price?
I don't give a shit.
Tearing
There's
down
no
America?
price. Guess what the price is, Adam?
Expose the fact that the local sheriff is actually a criminal himself who's out here abusing children. If we expose that, then the town's not going to have a police force. I guess we got to just let him keep doing his thing. He's going to keep pretending to be a cop, but actually, abusing the local children. But, that's the price to pay for a law enforcement. Like, no one would ever fucking say that. But here he is making that excuse. But for the fucking executives of this entire nation, the world's global superpower.
I mean, yeah, if you just take a single step back, right, and you look at this, what this guy is saying is, I don't care if people in power molest children because, well, they're in power and we have to have people in power. And if you're in power, you're probably going to molest kids. Like, no, you fucking won't if you're not a psychopath.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't think, Lula, for example, was in the Epstein files. Like, there are global leaders that, were able to resist the urge, the temptation to fly to Lolita Island or whatever the fuck. Like, it is possible. Unfortunately, the same can't be said for many of our specific world leaders, apparently.
Yeah, man.
God.
So
God
you want to rule a city of ashes?
I don't give a shit if it's built on pedophilia and raping kids. But yes, because
you're being emotional.
No, I'm not. I'm being real.
He did the Tim Pool thing. He did the Tim Pool thing.
But you want to cut your whole nose off and ruin your entire face because you care that much about this entire
if
issue.
the machine is running,
bro. Yeah. Why wasn't he saying that when Trump and all of Trump's lackeys were saying they were going to release the Epstein files? Like, was he warning about this a month before the election? Like, if we let this Trump guy in here, if we let him unleash the truth about Epstein, then our country will fall. Like, that's not what he was saying. He seemed on board with it until, I guess, Elon let it slip that Trump is himself implicated. What do you think is going on here? That's so bizarre.
I think that they are now forced to confront the fact that without a shadow of a doubt, Donald Trump is heavily implicated in the Jeffrey Epstein case in such a way that they cannot move forward selectively and have a couple of Republican sacrificial lambs just to make Bill Clinton look like shit, just to make the Democratic Party look like shit, just to take them all down. What I am interpreting this as, Donald Trump is everywhere. His allies are everywhere in the Epstein list. They operated under the assumption that they were going to be able to pin the tail on the donkey and avoid any actual responsibility for them and just make it look like Bill Clinton and Bill Gates and a bunch of other bad Democratic presenting people were, implicated. But now they can't do that. So he has to immediately pivot and be like, it's actually not that big of a deal if our president is a pedophile. It's actually not that big of a deal if our entire country is run by pedophiles. The exact opposite of what he's been saying for months and months, if not years and years. And now he's going to compare, kicking pedophiles and child rapers out of government to cutting off your nose to spite your face. It's fucking crazy.
Yeah. And I mean, he's basically just copying the exact tone that Trump himself struck when asked by a reporter, about the subject. And he was like, He's like, what, you're gonna ask me about Jeffrey Epstein, like this, you know, this scandalous, sensationalist tabloid shit? Like, there's serious things going on right now. You wanna drag us down into the gutter? You want to talk about tabloid shit, Jeffrey Epstein? Give me a fucking break. And it's like, bro, it's your fucking side of the aisle. It's your fucking media apparatuses that have spent the last 4 years, not far more than that. I remember Pizzagate, my entire fucking adult life, hyping everyone up to care so much about this stupid sex predator pedophile ring conspiracy thing. You know, you have all these idiots on Joe Rogan being like, Stanley Kubrick was, you know, trying to tell the world that this was happening with Eyes Wide Shut in the final scene and blah, 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 blah. And then now that it's actually like on the precipice of being exposed, you have these assholes being like, you know what? Maybe we shouldn't, you know, focus on such salacious sensationalism.
Right now.
Can you pause it for a
because
second?
Pedophiles.
Yeah, first off,
I'm sorry, but he has spent the last 3 minutes being like, pedophilia, is it worth really getting this upset and emotional over sex trafficking of minors that I also admit our elites are partaking in? Is it really that big of a deal? Can you calm down about this? It's like, how did this happen?
Yeah,
well, also, this is relatively calm for Vinnie. I mean, I don't see any veins popping out of his head.
Yeah.
Like, seriously, this is the first
This
time.
is how he
you're gonna
orders
say,
his
like,
coffee in the morning.
Exactly. Keep going. This is pretty funny.
Running the show, and they're telling him, shut the hell up because we're all pedophiles. Knock it down. And my last thing, pal, what bothered me about what he said is, we're not going to re-victimize the girls and the victims. We're not going to do it.
Cash?
Yes, yeah, Cash. Guess what? Nobody wants to see any girl. I don't want to see any kids, male, boy, underage. Blur them out. But who's the guy that's touching them? Who's the guy that's molesting them and raping them? This is a horrible argument. It's absolutely ridiculous. I love
that.
Patrick, my goat.
And again, Vinny's actually, you know, even if he's just a total idiot, he actually is channeling the frustration of someone who seems to care about these issues. Like, if you actually are voting for Trump because you thought he was going to take down the pedophiles or whatever, like, you would be pissed when you realize, oops, he's actually in cahoots with the pedophile. Oops, like, you might actually be, shit, god damn it. I thought I voted for the guy to take down the pedophiles. Now he is one. What the fuck? So I actually do appreciate that again from Vinny. He actually is properly outraged about this. He's not just treating it like some sort of partisan, you know, talking point to help you win an election or whatever.
No, 100%. If Noam Chomsky had become president and squashed the Jeffrey Epstein client list, I would know what I needed to know about the time he spent with Woody Allen on that plane. Okay. And I would be like, Noam, I wish I would have asked you about this when you came on our show, but no, we have to collectively hound you about this, even though you're a 90-some-odd-year-old man who probably doesn't know what's happening, right? I would, even in my greatest intellectual hero was implicated in this, you would have to just be like, what the fuck? I cannot possibly support somebody that would molest a child, right? It is insane to even have to say that out loud. Oh my gosh, I want to punish people who abuse kids sexually. Are you mad? Listen to yourself.
I am value-tained once again.
And that was pretty much the end of what I wanted to react to, the epic rant by Vinnie. And also Hasan revealing PBD. You're running scared, bro. You're running scared. I thought you were a tough guy. Hasan will go in there and take you 5-on-1 with all your boys.
Yeah.
Let's go. Hasan, if you need a crew, though, you know, Gavin and I, we know the way. We'll fly out to Miami. It's whatever. You know what I mean?
We have been looking for an excuse to explore Miami. Never been there myself. So definitely
You
excited.
really want to stick it to your uncle.
Yeah, exactly. We'll also put on Max left hats, but either way, yeah, great shit. And very funny that PBD has not returned his calls or seemingly has bitched out of a debate up until this point. Because again, like, I don't know. Although Hasan is a good debater, he's also a chill dude.
Yeah.
Like, I think if PBD and the crew handled it well, they could pull off an interview of Hasan where they don't just get totally embarrassed. You know what I'm saying? If they were just like, you know what? Like, we're not here to fucking fight like dogs, but let's just have a discussion about the areas that we agree and the areas we disagree. You're a very popular online influencer. Let's talk. Like, you know, some people have said you're the leftist Joe Rogan. Like, you could have I don't know why I did the Bernie voice, but you know what I'm saying? Like, you could have a freaking civil conversation. I don't know why he has to bitch out. It's pretty funny though that he's that scared of Hasan Piker. But yeah, pretty good stuff.
Yep. Vinnie gone wild, everybody.
Look out the door if you hear an ambulance. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there, sir. The Vanguard will be there. Be there. The Vanguard will be there.